aviation. Tell me a little bit about your thoughts on the social aspect of drones.
Absolutely. One thing I would wind off, just to close off the environmental side, is remembering that drones are smaller, they're quiet by
Yep.
comparison, which is much better from a wildlife perspective, which we actually experience particularly in the pipeline integrity monitoring world right now. But on the social side, I think there's a lot to it. So we think of social, everything from respect and recognition for our Indigenous peoples to an inclusive and diverse workforce. And I have to tell you, again, I think this is an area that the drone industry has excelled in from the beginning. I mean, Women in Drones is an organization that's hugely influential. And we've got a lot of very, very high-powered, influential executives that are from I hate to use the term, but an underrepresented demographic, right? Not just women, but just demographics in general. But I believe a lot of that also comes from the fact that the industry is driven by a lot of millennials who come literally, I think they were better tooled up for dealing with these subjects than my generation has been, for example. And I've learned a lot from them, and I like to think that I've grown in Volatus. What I like to point out is that the diversity and inclusion is not just about ticking an ESG box, because that's something we have to avoid this becoming a cliche, right?
Right.
It's realizing that when you've got a diverse workforce, a diverse and inclusive workforce and leadership, that you get a chance to see your customer base, your constituents, through their eyes, right? As opposed to being, as my CFO has said, the pale, male, and stale, the old white guy calling it out, right? You see one perspective, but now we see the perspective of all of the demographics that we're serving, and we're more intelligent as an industry because of it. And I believe that it's a place that the drone industry started out strong, and again, something that we don't do enough to weave into our value proposition.